that.
It'd be cool for them to. I thought they were gonna drop something. I swear I read something that Reeves said about how there was like a soundtrack that they were not a soundtrack, but like a playlist they were gonna drop of like the songs that he thought Bruce Wayne was listening to during this time. I don't remember where I read that. I swear, or maybe that's just no. I read it somewhere, but yeah, I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Kind of like, just like think about it in the context of like the Black Panther, how they just had a concept album where none of that music was actually really featured in the film besides the credits. It'd be something like that, you know. And I feel like people would probably eat that shit up, to be honest.
Yes. So Robert Smith, if you're listening to this, please hit him up. Hit Matt Reeves up.
Yeah.
So you can do the Batman 2 concept album.
I do have a couple Swann facts if you want to hear them real quick.
Oh, fuck yeah. Give me those Swann facts.
So Pattinson's Batman was inspired in part by Kurt Cobain, in that Bruce Wayne is a loner himself, who in so many words is an addict, not to drugs, but to vengeance. That's pretty rad.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
When Pattinson was first hired, he did several test rehearsals with the Val Kilmer bat suit and the cowl from George Clooney in Batman and Robin, which were, I guess, the only archived pieces at the time that could fit Pattinson.
I read somewhere where they all do that apparently. Like they've all done that. I've worn other people's suits and cowls
for just for like doing what, like dialogue, dry run dialogue and stuff like that. That's crazy. That's funny that they couldn't just like make a kind of like a super mock version of the actual cow, you know, that they're planning on using, unless it was just like super early pre-production, I guess. But it just that must have been funny. I wish those tapes were public.
Wait, is that the suit with the nipples?
No. So the suit with the nipples are from Batman and Robin. I think he only wore that cowl, and then he wore the actual suit from Batman Forever, which is Val Kilmer. The Penguin's makeup was actually based off of real penguin features. Although subtle, they still work.
I like that little subtle waddle he gives when they're driving away, when they leave him kind of tied up or handcuffed.
He's like, "What am I gonna do, you sons of bitches?" All right, this one is pretty sad, but I guess I can't say I'm like super surprised. But I'm glad that things have changed, or the world has changed since then. But so Zoe Kravitz, history goes back almost a decade. With Batman, not only the fact that she voiced Catwoman for the Lego Movie released in 2017, but she also auditioned for the role of what we believe to be Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises, to which she was told by a studio exec that the film wasn't aiming to go urban, that she was too urban for the role. And then we all know who Catwoman ended up being for The Dark Knight Rises. Racism, kids, it's not good. It's not a cool thing. We could have got potentially Zoe Kravitz a while ago, and I don't even really care for Anne Hathaway in general. To be honest, I thought she did a good job. I'm not going to take away from her performance. She was fine, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's no fucking place for that shit anywhere.
Did you pick up this steelbook?
Yeah. I was lucky enough to find a Best Buy like 30, 40 miles away from me. So I made the drive and I grabbed it. It's a beautiful steelbook. It's fucking awesome. The artwork in it is rad.
See, that's the universe. That's the universe giving me the vinyl and you the steelbook. All right.
Yes, that is the universe.
And that badass poster that I mailed you.
Yes, shout out. What's her name? Like I'm blinking.
Katie Video.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put this out there for you, so you know that I love you. But that poster was more expensive than that goddamn Mondo vinyl. Okay, so you can't get mad at me.
I'm not mad at you anymore. But no, if you guys have a chance, check her stuff out. Check her posters, and she does fucking awesome VHS covers, and she's doing like Super Nintendo covers too now, right?
Yeah, well, they're more than just a box. It's like actual cartridges. I don't know if they're all playable or not. I think they are. Like they have demos on them, which is fucking insane. Like, I don't know how she has the time for all this. She just started a podcast of her own, so shout out for that. Having all these different, she obviously has connections now that she has the licensing to do art for various studios and stuff for mock VHSs. Yeah, things are really taking off for her, and she deserves it all because she's fucking rad. And she had some issues with some trolls a while back, and I feel like she just totally flipped the tables on whoever that was, and is super successful now. So, Katie Video,
don't be a troll.
Yeah, don't be rude, be nice all the time. Yeah, but go follow Katie Video if you like vintage stuff. She does specifically VHS art for movies that never had a VHS release, so modern stuff, which is really, really cool. I dig it.
Oh, yeah. I will tell you this, though. My love for Pattinson goes beyond Batman, beyond... I was there opening night for the first Twilight, dog, okay?
Okay. I did go see well, I took my sisters to see all the Twilight movies, so I did watch them in theaters technically, but not by my own will. But I did go see Remember Me in the theaters, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, that's good too.
He's been hashing out. The only thing that this guy's done that's questionable would be the Twilight movies, which he said willingly in multiple interviews that he doesn't like. And you can't fault somebody for using something that they know is gonna have longevity to get their foot in the door, and he did that, and now for the rest of his life he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. And for many years he's stayed this kind of the indie darling. And, randomly a few years ago, he's like, yeah, I want to be Batman. And now he's our Batman, and it's awesome. And all the haters, you can suck it. All right. Because he's awesome.
Yes, he is.
One more thing that I can't believe we almost ended without saying this, but it's so cool that this movie kind of willingly shows us how Bruce Wayne puts the black makeup around his eyes to conceal his identity, because none of the other movies, even Keaton, all right, even if you watch the old Keaton movies, he obviously blacks out his eyes, right? But then they'll, like, what was it? I think it's Batman Returns. There's a scene at the end where he's like he rips off his cowl, all fucked up. They do a shot of him, and he has the blackout eyes, and then they cut back, and he's obviously taken off the makeup for when he rips the cowl. So that's how scared people were to show that, because they thought it was going to look weird, and then Matt Reeves comes along and he's like, no, that's a big part, an important part of the character. And he shows how, it's going to look all fucked up, and that's why we got this kind of Robert Smith-esque Bruce Wayne, I guess. But yes, he has to black out his eyes to somewhat conceal who he actually is. And like I said, the incredible amount of detail and respect for the source material in this is unmatched, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah. Shout out Black Eye Paint.
So, with that, let's talk about what we're going to be doing for the next episode, which is we're closing out July finally, and it's the next month, our second month in the what's officially been coined by our own Chris Pollock as the summer of sci-fi. And so our movie focus officially for the end of July is going to be none other than James Cameron's Aliens.
Ooh. Fuck yeah.
So you can imagine how I was trying to bite my tongue so hard when CJ had to fucking drop that massive bomb about Terminator 2 and Aliens being one of the, the two best fucking sequels we've ever gotten in the history of mankind, which he's not wrong. I don't see a lie there, okay? But I was just had to stay quiet. But yes, we're talking about Aliens, and this has been on the docket way before you, CJ. And the world's not about you, okay? If you're listening to this, we are going to talk about Aliens regardless. But yes, love the movie. Can't wait to get into the history of it. There's so much to talk about in that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
If you haven't already, if you're listening to this, hit up all the socials and like the podcast and listen to it wherever you may listen to podcasts, because Wes does an amazing job at everything to do with the podcast.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It takes up the majority of my free time, which I'm sure my girlfriend doesn't appreciate. But yeah, I enjoy
yeah. This fool does so much shit that you guys don't even know. He does it all.
Thank you for the kind words, Ryan. It was awesome chatting to you about, this year's Comic-Con, and of course, a great, great movie, The Batman. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. As my man said, go listen to the podcast. Follow us on Instagram at @dropthemic_podcast, or on our new Twitter, which is at dropthemicpod. Yeah, and drop us a line if you want to be on the show. We can patch you in virtually, or if you want us to talk about a specific movie, review a movie that you love and that we haven't done yet, we're open to that. And give us some love on the platforms. 5-star review if you like what we're doing, or some kind words if you got a few extra seconds. I guess we'll say until next week for Aliens. It's been a great time, Ryan.
Oh yeah, dude. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Of course. Anytime, man. Anytime. So this is the Swann and Ryan signing off and saying good fight and good night.